don't know. One day I'll have a standard greeting, and it's just, if it doesn't happen by now, it's probably not going to happen though. So I guess the standard greeting is always something a little weird, just like me. Although not a little, but anyway. I digress, and we're 21 seconds into the video. Ah dear, I'm now doing something. Forgetting what I'm doing. Another one of these, yeah, My Little Pony soaps. Today I am doing Twilight Sparkle, which is appropriate because I'm currently reading the new Twilight book, which is from Edward's point of view, and you can hate on Twilight all you want. I really don't care. I love the series. I've read all the books. I watch the movies, all the movies every year. I love Robert Pattinson, and nothing is going to change my mind. If you think he's just famous because he was in Twilight, you should watch a couple of his other movies, because he's actually a really good actor. And for the first time in my existence, I am actually excited about a Batman movie, which I've said before, but it's The Batman, and The Batman is pretty much the only comic, the only animated series that I ever really liked, because The Batman is dark and more like what you would imagine Batman actually would be like, what I imagine Batman would be like anyway. So but anyway, yeah, and I think Robert Pattinson is going to do a friggin' fantastic job, as I like to call him, R-Bats. You know. Anyway, so I'm doing Twilight Sparkle today. This is the first time I've spoken today out loud, so this thing will just play up for a little while. This is the design Jenni has drawn up for me, or drew up, and I've taken. I'm not going to do that. I do have a purple star, because she has a little purple star on her butt, but I'm going to do some drop swirling and stuff inside it, and I'm not going to do a piped, well, that's not really a piped top, because I'm not a fan of piped tops, but I'm going to try and stick to this sort of pinky purple for the main body, a dark purple, and a tealy blue, which I've just got cerulean frost. I might actually chuck a tiny little bit of aquamarine in that, and do that as a drop swirl and see how we go. Actually, I'll grab the teal thing now. I don't want to do plain soaps, and she said to just interpret them however. They're a good, I mean, their designs are a good jumping off point for me, because it sort of gives me a direction instead of just coming out here going, oh, I want to make a soap with purple and pink in it. You know, it's sort of good. And then on the top, she's got this sort of, I'm not sure what this is, but we'll see if we can't do something like that maybe along the top. I don't know. So I'm out here with some colours and some soap, and I'm ready to go, because I had to force myself to come out here today. Oh dear, I don't know. I'm just, oh my god, those birds. It's plovers are out there, and I'm pretty sure they've got at least one baby, and so the whole neighbourhood now is just like, plovers are unpleasant birds at the best of times. Yeah, I'd have to say plovers are kind of second in line in viciousness to magpies. Magpies, like, if you're in Australia, you know magpies, mate, but you don't mess with magpies. They will rip your head off. And plovers have, like, their claws, but then they've got underneath, like, they've got their little claws, right, like bird hands, and then underneath here they have a spike that sticks out, and they swoop at you like that. The difference between plovers and magpies is magpies, you can wave whatever you want at them, they will still attack you. Plovers, if you've got like a tennis racket or something and you sort of wave it in the air at them, they'll back off a bit. But most of the time they're just protecting their young. And same with magpies really. I mean, magpies are only a problem for a small amount of the year. Generally, you don't even notice them, you just hear them warble and think they're awesome. But yeah, when they got babies, you don't go outside. It's just best if you just don't go outside. Oh dear, I can't believe this has turned into a conversation about our native birds that are bound to kill you if you step out the front door. Oh dear. I did have an incident with the plovers once. When I lived in Townsend, they had, I think, 3 little babies or something, and generally with plovers, one by one they get killed off, whether they get run over or, you know, predators or whatever. Anyway, they ended up with 1 little baby left, and they're the cutest little things. They're like a ball of fluff. They're about this big, but they're like this round of fluff. They're the cutest little things. Anyway, they're in my backyard, and the last little one fell. They had a drain hole underneath the back tap that didn't, for some reason, didn't have a grate on it. And the little baby fell in there, the poor little thing. Anyway, so the plovers thought I did something to the baby, because one stationed itself out the back and one stationed itself out the front door, and you couldn't leave the house without getting attacked by a plover. And that just went on for ages. So, and I didn't do anything to the baby. Although it's probably my fault, there was no cover on the drain, so I guess maybe I did. I'm an evil, evil person. But yeah, that was not pleasant, being attacked by a bloody plover every time you walked out the friggin' door. But you know, I mean, I understand why it happened. I felt really sorry for the plovers, and they lost their baby. And that's got to be hard, even if you are just an animal. So you're still losing an offspring. But yeah, but it was very difficult for the kids to sort of get out the door and go catch a bus to go to school, and you know, it was just difficult to do anything. Hang the washing on the line. Yeah, it was a trying time. Bloody plovers. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm in it. Now that I've split that off, I didn't want to put any titanium in this one, because I want this to go really dark, because in the picture her purple is still really dark, right? So, but the tealy colour and the pinky purple colour are light. So I'm going to mix this, add this to here, and then we'll split it off. Yeah, what I really wanted to do today was pastel soap. I don't know, I've just got this idea in my head again. I get these moments where I want to just do pastel soap. So I've actually got 3, oh my god, don't fall over for a minute. I've got 3 ideas written down, over there underneath all the shapers. Yeah, that's right. I've bought out all the shaper rejects. There's a few of them. Now, what happens is, if it's probably the best one to show you. If they print on this was the bad printers that I ended up sending back to China. They pressed so hard down into the build plate that you can see the previous designs in them, and that doesn't come out, and I can't sell it. That's disgusting quality. Like this one, like you can actually see what was printed beforehand. So, and then there's other ones like this got something in it as it was printing. I don't know what the hell that was, but I'm not prepared to sell that. So these are all my rejects that sort of come out here with me, and I'll either use them or I won't, I don't know. Okay, now we don't have a lot of the paler blue colour, so we're just going to pour off just a little bit of this. I think that'll be plenty, actually. Now I've left the spatula and the mixer in there because I do actually want to mix that. So I think what I might do for this, you know what, I'm just going to try the aquamarine. Oh, not that much. Just a tad. And see how that looks before I go and add a whole bunch. Because I want it to be nice and pale. See, this is the problem. is this aquamarine will actually discolour and go green. So I don't know how aquamarine this is. You bastard. I'm going to just chuck a little bit of blue in it. And we'll just call it a day. So yeah, that was aquamarine and cerulean frost in there. And I'm just giving this a good whack with the spoon. I will probably come back in with the stick blender momentarily because that's not mixed perfectly. We'll give this a mix and see if it's dark enough. Now the fragrance that I'm going to use is one from Aussie Candle Supplies. It's called Violet Aura. I don't like it really at all. Yeah, I think that's good. It's very, it smells like perfumed powder. It's really not pleasant at all. Not my cup of tea. Yeah. But it's sort of, the name was befitting, and it seems like something that little girls would probably like. So I thought, well, why not? So that was Bubblegum, Bliss and Eminence. There's soap everywhere, wow. And I'm just going to give this a quick buzz. That's actually pretty perfect. I'm happy with that. Alright, so I'm going to... It looked like pigskin now, but when it first mixed just then it looked alright. So hopefully it will come back. Hopefully it will come back. You never know with these pinks. Pinks, I swear, they hate me. I'm going to put that in there. Get out of... Oh my god. Give this a quick buzz. That's a nice range of colours there. Oh, you know how I always suggest that you put some... what's the stuff called? Dishwashing liquid in with your water that you mix your stick blender. Don't use the Essentials one from Big W, like the... Not Big W, from Woolies. I think it's Woolies. Woolies or Coles, but I'm pretty sure it's Woolies. The cheap everyday brand, it's shithouse, absolutely shithouse. Like, I've just mixed that up and it's got no bubbles in it at all, so don't use it. I normally have like a palm olive anti-back one because I really like the smell of it, but I ran out and I think all the antibacterial stuff was gone because everybody was freaking out. So, you know. Alright, learn how this is going to behave. I will momentarily. But yes, it's very little girl, very powdery, and like kind of sweet notes. I don't think it's what it's supposed to smell like, but it's supposed to smell like a striking sweet musk, there you go, fragrance blended with strong floral notes. Lipstick accord, fruity, citrus, violet, iris, rose, geranium, rhubarb, spicy, and the bottom is woody, orris, honey, amber, vanilla, and musks. It actually pretty much smells like the description. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing, then I think this is pretty spot on. Me, not a fan. It's got that sort of florally, woody ickness. You can see I didn't put any in the blue, and I did that on purpose because there's not very much in there, so it was hardly worth the effort. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to just give that a mix through and make sure that it is fully incorporated. Yeah, definitely not my cup of tea, but the musk, now that it has told me that it's musk, that makes sense because I always associate musk with powder for some reason. There used to be a powder when I was a kid, because we always used powder when I was a kid. I don't know why, because Dad had a thing for powder, I think. But there was a girl's powder that we used to use that smells very similar to this. So there you go. I don't know what it was. Can't tell you what it was, but I remember it. It's very childhood evoking. I don't know. One of those words. That is the worst colour. Seriously, it's so bad. That isn't it. That is not even remotely pretty purpley pink. Oh well, never mind. So I'm going to fill this about halfway here. And then I'm going to pour the purple in. I'm going to get rid of the spoon because we probably won't need it again. Same with this. Just make sure that's nice and loose. Like that. And then I'm just going to do a bit of this purple here. And then I'm going to try and pour the blue straight in on top of it. Like that. And then the star that I made the other day, which was with whatever the hell it was. I don't remember. The diamond soap. Yeah. The second lot. So that's actually fragranced with electric lemonade, I think. Now I'm just covering the star first of all, and then I'm pouring into that drop swirl, and I'm going to get rid of all of this mixture because I don't need any more of it. So that fragrance has played quite well actually. It doesn't seem to have accelerated or riced. Whether or not it will discolour, I do not know. This this soap butter is now like cream. It's gone from a pinky purple to pigskin to a cream now. So who knows what it's going to turn out like. Oh dear. It's kind of funny actually. Oh my god, am I recording? Oh yes, I'm recording. I just had a heart attack just then. Right, so I'm going to pour in more of the purple. I'm going to come up a bit high here. And then before I do that, what I'm going to do is grab another one of these because this has stiffened up just a little bit. So I'm just going to loosen it up there. And what I want to do is try and get a little bit into the soap if I can, and then the rest is just going to go on the soap, and it's going to go on the soap for a reason. Whether or not this will work, I don't know. Actually, I've just used, okay, that one can stay in there now. I'm going to move this all the way to, can you still see? You can. Let's move that out of the way and go over here. I'm going to move this all the way over to this side. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. That's the thing. Which is generally how I operate, isn't it? This is the story of my life. I have this idea. I don't know if it's going to work. It's like I had a really, really great idea for bath bomb mould, and it didn't work. It was a good idea in theory, but in practice it's a little too complicated and doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do, so I had to scrap that one, which is a pity. But the bath bomb moulds are pretty much like, I've tested, that's what might not have been in the order, was my citric acid. There was something, so I got refunded for something in my Big W, my Woolies order, and I thought it was the pork chops, but it may possibly have been citric acid. Yeah, I've tested the basic ones, like the diamond and the dodecahedron and the faceted one and that. They're fine, they're great. So they'll be going in the store pretty soon. It's just a matter of promo images, so that I say soon, but then I say I've got to do promo images, so that will get put off. Because that requires me making bloody bath bombs, and I hate making bath bombs. Although, I tell you what, these moulds do make it a whole lot easier. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, the basic ones are done. We'll be doing round ones and square ones as well, which will just vary in size, so there won't be anything special about them. They'll just be bath bomb moulds. Everything's going to come with that sheath, or the exterior, whatever you want to call it. That's not for a bath bomb press. It's really good for making satellite rings. So, you don't have to use it. I just found it was heaps easier to use it. And you can judge how thick your satellite rings are too, which I'll explain on the product page when I ever release them. Right, now, the idea that I had is, in this design, Jenni has done this here, right? So I was thinking, if I've got this blue here, maybe I can pull it over the top of the purple. I might have to move the purple over that way a little bit. That's not really what I wanted to do. It looks alright, but it's not what I had in mind. So, I'm just going to go back in between each of these with a smaller stroke. And there you go, that's how you shut me up. I don't hate it. The shutting up part, I do hate that. The soap, though, I don't hate. I just, what about, I'm just not a fan of this side just sitting there just looking ugly. Yeah, no, that'll do. I'll just leave it at that, because if I play with it I'll actually wreck it, so I don't want to do that. It's quite pretty. I like the colours. The colours, I think the colours, what do you think? Hopefully the pink won't stay the pigskin, because the purple and the teal, I seem to have gotten... I do not have coronavirus. I could have coronavirus, who knows? Maybe I caught it off the president here when he came to visit last week, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, the purple and the teal I think are spot on. It'll just be a matter of whether or not this gruesome colour comes back or not. So yeah, these are not the same as that. Will have a star in it. So we'll have to wait for the cut to see. It's a My Little Pony. So I'm going to give it a shimmer, not the hollow, because I think the shimmer would suit this better. And, you know, it's not as if I don't have enough shit in my lungs right now. Whatever. I'm sorry. This is just tragic, isn't it? Bloody tragic, mate. I tell you, I'm kind of over it. I don't think this fragrance is actually agreeing with me at all. Fragrances like this usually don't. They kind of tend to upset the sinuses and everything. Alright, I'll bring it up for a close-up. No, there. For Cath. Oh, hang on. I just have to move the microphone wire out of the way a little bit. Oh. Focus, focus. There we go. Now, I'll try and move this a little slower, because I've noticed how fast I usually move this for you. So there you go. It's quite nice, and it's got that pretty sheen that that the Blizzard mica gives it, without being like super glittery. It's more of a shimmer. And Well, I'm going to take some photos for Instagram, and I will see you guys momentarily for the cutting. Ta-da! Hello! As you can hear, the plovers are still having a fit outside. That has not changed since yesterday. And it probably won't change either. They just do this constantly. So I'm in a mad rush today. Buddy Angus has wrecked everything. I had everything really organised for today, and for some reason I don't know why. Look at that! I got on YouTube this morning just to have a look at things, and saw that Maker's Muse was having a live stream at 10 o'clock, so I thought, oh well, I can watch that for a little while. Actually, this is just, I don't even know what colour that is. What colour is that now? It's not the colour that I made. The teal and the purple are really beautiful. But that pink, bloody hell, that pink is not even remotely pink. It's cream, basically. Sort of just almost a pig skin. It's like almost an albino pig skin. The drop swirl's really nice. Oh dear. We'll see. We'll give it a couple of days and see what it does once it gets some air on it. But so the smell of this is so, I dislike this so much, or my body dislikes the smell of this so much. I soaped with gloves on, as you saw, and I also wore an apron. I went inside and I sat there for about half an hour, and I ended up having to go and have a shower because it had permeated my clothing and my skin enough that it was just making me feel like physically ill. It was foul. So yeah, so not a fan of this fragrance at all, but we have discovered that I do not like musks, and well, I like musks, but not that sort of like that powdery, florally, woodsy kind of ick. So yeah, but anyway. Oh, it's a bit demented, that star. But yeah, I'm liking the drop swirl. I like how remember how well, you would remember because you just watched it, but I poured in the purple and then I tried to pour in the blue on top. So what that does is these sort of, you get like the first colour that you pour will cup the second one, and that's why I did it, so that it would do exactly that. Now you can see, like especially on this one, you can see how this is sitting around the teal. Now if you pour your second drop swirl into your first one, you'll get a lot of that, and that was exactly what I was trying to achieve, so I'm pretty happy about that. I love this soap. I like the colours of it. I don't even hate the cream pink whatever the friggin' hell that is going on. Yeah, it would have been nicer if it had been the colour that I made, but the teal and the purple are spectacular, so I'm very happy with those. But yeah, anyway, I had today planned, like I was up and ready to be doing things at 9:30, and I just watched Angus on a live stream for 2 hours. It's now lunchtime. It's like my day's half gone and I haven't done anything except watch Angus on YouTube. It's Maker's Muse. If you're into 3D printing, how nice is this? Yeah, then Maker's Muse, Chep are the two channels that I would highly recommend you watch. Chep's great. He deals with Ender 3s a lot, which Ender 3 is my machine, so my friggin' 4 machine, soon to be 5, because there's another one coming hopefully tomorrow because it didn't come today. Yeah. Angus doesn't tend to work with Ender 3s very much, but that's what he actually reviewed today. Was he unboxed a Ender 3 Max, which is a new one. It's got a massive big bed on it, which is exciting for me because I was going to buy a big, I was going to get, whoop, hello, I was going to buy one, a large bed printer, but I have put it off because I want to make these. That's one of the plans in the future, is to make multi-bar cutters with 3D printing, but it's not on the cards just yet because I'm still humming and hawing about what printer I'm going to buy to do it, because it has to be a big bed printer. It has to be, you know, at least 30 by 30. So anyway, that was what Angus unboxed was, and so yeah, anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you for joining. I will see you guys for the next soap, and which I'll probably be talking about 3D printing again, because it seems like it's my whole bloody life now. Now I'm going to go and upgrade some 3D printers. Woo! Ta-da!